This is your weekly trip to paradise, Louisiana style. Paradise, Louisiana is presented by Louisiana State Parks. Follow your outside voice to our parks and historic sites. Farm Bureau Insurance. Demco, your Touchstone Energy Cooperative. Pods, moving and storage solved. Baton Rouge Coca-Cola Bottling Company. Benny's Car Wash and Oil Change. Louisiana Fish Fry Products. And by CCA Louisiana and the CCA Louisiana Star Tournament.
Welcome to the first week of spring of Paradise, Louisiana. KD?
Hey, bud, we're down in Bergerons in Port Allen. And speaking of Bergerons, with all the great stuff going on, springtime coming, it's going to be a great show. But you know what? Let's revisit something. Y'all remember that Emerge Center's Angling for Autism? Guys, look at this. I'm getting ready to beautify your screen.
Put it on my face. Yeah.
Can you imagine 68,000 plus raised? Amazing event. Y'all stay tuned.
KD, we got coming up. I made a visit to Louisiana High School qualifier, and by you saying that,
200 something boats.
200 something, but just went over the 200 mark. They had so many teams and family people there. It was packed. It was unbelievable. Pelican Sports TV or KPBN is going to cover this one and the next two tournaments that are coming up in April. Going to go all the way to the finals in Toledo Bend. So
awesome.
I want to give them a shout out for covering that and bringing it to the people all over the state. That's the fastest growing thing coming up right now. So also we're going to revisit the Louisiana Sportsman show. And also we had another interview with the Louisiana Sportsman Coalition. Still waiting. By the way, I'm still waiting on to get something from the lawyer from the Landowners Association. We're going to be bringing you both sides, three sides, or whatever you want.
How many sides there is
and then
to
you
it?
make your own decision. We got a lot of things coming up in the news.
Hey, y'all stay tuned. We got a wheelbarrow full coming right at you.
Stay tuned for more Paradise, Louisiana. Voted Best of Louisiana Outdoors 3 years in a row.
There's no better way to cool down this summer than with a delicious thirst-quenching Polar Pop Cup from Circle K. The Polar Pop Cup is the coolest way to beat the heat. Fill your Polar Pop Cup up with the flavors you crave in crushed or cubed ice. Nothing stays cold longer, so you can stay refreshed all day long. Stop in Circle K today for an ice-cold Polar Pop Cup. Polar Pop Cup, only at Circle K. Take it easy.
36 years, Chef KD, Louisiana Legend's been taking care of family, business, just whatever it is. A party we have a minimum of one, no maximum. Call us, we will prepare all our foods, no MSG, direct for you. ChefKD.com will hook you up.
Stay tuned for more Paradise, Louisiana.
Now's the time to join Benny's Unlimited Wash Club. New memberships start at just $9.99 a month. Wash, rinse, and repeat every day. Take advantage of this introductory offer at one of Benny's 7 locations.
Hey, welcome back to Paradise, Louisiana. Gary, the future of our outdoors, especially bass fishing, is happening with junior high and the high school divisions of BASS, and you covered it this weekend, so take off.
Yeah, I helped cover it, but you see the people out there and to see the job they did and sitting at State Park. That's the only one that I ever know. They had to open on Sunday, but that park is juice. You know, State Parks is one of our sponsors, and I can see why they want us to visit a lot of parks. So pretty soon we're going to be going to Toledo Bend. They got San Miguel going to be there. It's another state park. It is unbelievable what the state is doing on a limited budget. So I'm going to give a shout out to them, but the shout out has got to go to those high school teams that are putting this together. And your good friend, Gene, is the president of that, Mr. Gene Hoover.
Yep.
What'd you tell me his name?
We're going to call him Houston Eugene Hoover.
Houston Eugene Hoover.
That's him.
Boy, I'm telling you,
He gives a lot. He gives a lot.
I'm going to have to sing that song to him, you know. Well, I'm lonesome in this old town. That's what I'm going to do to him, man.
You go ahead. You go ahead.
I'm glad you told me that. But let me tell you what. The bros, Jim and Cindy and Gene's wife and all them crew out there, they do a tremendous job. KD, the host teams were Hanville. And look, they had them over there, our good friends, Mr. Bruce McDonald and all his games, all the games from over there at Hanville. They were the host team. Found the jambalaya, 2 pots of jambalaya, and kids, the 200 boats that were coming off, and their families. Everybody had something to eat or drink, and everything that was over there. The big tent, Pelican Sports, by the way, you know, they covered this thing. They had their big truck there. Even one of them had a little car trouble. But let me tell you what, these can be aired on as people that want to watch on our show. The next 2 weekends coming up on Thursday at 9 p.m., Friday at 9 p.m., then Saturday and Sunday is going to be 12 noon, okay? So 12 noon, and they're going to run back to back, the same show back to back. So you're going to have about 4 hours of coverage, and it's 2 weekends in a row. This coming weekend, Easter weekend, and the following weekend, you see it on PelicanSportsTV.com and also on Pelican KPBN. Wherever you at, on Cox it's 113, and it's, I think it's 1013, and then 116 in New Orleans. Lafayette's also in 1013. So
that's some
you can see
stuff.
them all over.
Can you imagine 200, right at 50 boats, 2 anglers and a parrot, and they kept that organized? That's more than BASS's
I run
tournament.
around with my camera. I was watching them coming in. By the way, I got to mention these sponsors because, you know, everybody, they want to see their kids and everything, but these people stepped up. Jay Dykes, that's his grandson, the Ensminger boy, who was on the team at Central that won. Right. Delta Lewis, Fred King and his partner, I'm telling you what, they've been doing so much, giving baits out, making donations and helping these kids are coming up. And you know, they got a lot of bait manufacturers, a lot of them are sponsors, and they all step up.
That's right.
I'm telling you what, but Fred has stepped up. And a big time, he was out there giving demonstrations, showing them their baits. One of the hottest baits right now, that thunder jig. Oh, yeah. You know yourself and I, you and I are fishing.
You see me fishing.
But it's to what he does and what he's jumping up. The biggest one out of all of them, so guess who? Spear bait and tackle. He's been there and they do pro bass challenge, spear bait and tackle. And the #1 big sponsors, Cajun Outboards. Stepped up big time. Not only for this tournament, but for the next 2 tournaments, and thank them.
And look, when he says step up, they putting up the money to get everything you seeing on the air to watch these kids.
But I tell you what, there's a lot of them coming up in high school. We're going to bring it to you. Pelican Sports TV is going to be bringing it to you. And let's go see some sights and sounds. This is a qualifier at Bayou Cincinnati State Park. Tell me your name, where you from, man?
I'm Jenna Prince, and we're from Sulphur, Louisiana. Sulphur High School.
Connor Peterson.
LSU, you're a great duck caller, Miss State champion many times?
3 times, exactly.
How you figure into this bass fishing? How does it stack up against your duck calling and duck hunting?
I love them both, but I have to lean a little more to bass fishing.
Go ahead.
Yes, sir.
You're going to be state champion this year then?
I'm going to try. I'm trying my very best.
We've been fishing for a long time, but this is our first year on the team.
Your first tournament?
Yes, sir.
Great. Congratulations. What grade y'all in, Sam?
9th.
I'm so glad to see y'all. Who caught that big fish today?
Him.
He did? What you caught it on?
I caught him on a paddle tail fluke on a underspin.
What area y'all fishing? You know this area at all?
No, sir. No, sir. We just.
What kind of water y'all found? A lot of muddy water? Y'all found?
No, sir. We found some clear water.
Yeah. How far did y'all run?
20 minutes.
Yeah. Well, Tanner, congratulations. So far, it's big fish.
Yes, sir.
Hope it holds up.
My name's Bo Gotro. I'm from Piedmont, Louisiana.
My name's Cooper Murray. I'm from Pankerville, Louisiana.
Now, where were y'all fishing?
Cross Lake, Salvador.
Y'all found some grass? The water was clear?
Yeah, we have found grass, rocks, and we had some cattails. We was flipping in cattails.
Yeah. Did y'all practice much?
Friday. All day Friday, we went out there and we found them.
Is that when you found them?
Yes, sir. And we let them sit Saturday, and then we went back today, and they were still there, luckily. Caught them.
That's a good stringer. What was your best bait?
Speed crop, black and blue.
Did y'all catch any numbers?
Oh, we caught at least 20-something.
25, 30.
20-something fish today, sir. And they were all
when y'all
keepers,
gonna take me?
Sir?
Y'all take me. I'm ready to go.
Whenever you're ready.
Let's go. Let's off the boat right now.
All right. Good. Thank y'all.
Thank you.
5-0, big man. Whoa, hello.
Dawson Andrews.
Wyatt Ensminger.
Guys, y'all did it again. Y'all got the crowd all stirred up right here.
Yes, sir.
15-something pounds, 5 big bass. Y'all still got a bunch of people to weigh in. 200 boats, and y'all still shine.
Yes, sir.
Y'all defending state champions.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
We got 2 more tournaments after this. And y'all just been hot.
Yes, sir.
Where were y'all fishing today?
It was by the Penn canals.
Yes, we were near the pen fishing some camp canals. We found one that was real hot early in the morning. Yes, sir.
That is amazing. And you said the frog was your best bait?
Yes, sir.
Yes,
The
sir.
big fish bait?
Yes,
We
sir.
had all 5 fish by 9:30 this morning, and we started culling right then. And the biggest one came on a frog.
Y'all caught numbers?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir. We probably caught 15 fish today.
Yeah.
Cool.
Talked to the other boys, and they had 20, 25. So fish being caught there. Wind bothered y'all?
We were pretty secluded from the wind in that canal we was in, but we had a steady breeze going straight down it, created a wind current. That really helped the bite.
Congratulations, and that's all I can say.
Thank you, sir.
Tell you what a turnout tonight for the bass, a high school tournament. Here's the president, and here's the guy on the speaker, the guy that started all this over there at the Southwest Junior Bass Masters Gym Bro. Mr. Hoover, we'll start with you first. You got to be excited. I see your vice president over there weighing fish. Over 200 boats today. You got to be proud.
It was unbelievable, Gary, the turnout we had. It's just this high school sport is growing.
We started this 8 years ago with 5 kids. Now we're up over 100 in our junior program, and to see them graduate and go on into the high school, this is our future. These are our future fishermen and our heritage, Gary. You're very, very right, and we're so glad to have this going on. Cindy and I call it a labor of love.
Gene?
And Mr. Gary's being modest, but since we started, and since this high school fishing, the Junior Bass Masters, Paradise, Louisiana's always been there. They've been there every year. Anything we've asked, Gary will go out of his way to get it for these kids. And we can't thank him enough.
Well, it wasn't myself. It wasn't myself. Joe McAloo's the same thing. Joe said about the future, but once before, Don Dubuque, all those people that always worked me, now I got KD. If you can watch Paradise, Louisiana, you're going to see high school fishing, and especially the young ladies. Bunch of young ladies out here today. Stay tuned for more Paradise, Louisiana. Thank you again to the state park for what y'all do.
Okay, Brett, safety and car insurance.
Never scored a safety. That's defense. But go on, please.
Yeah, defensive. That's exactly how you should drive.
There is no such thing as a defensive drive. Offense makes the drive.
Oh, I mean when you're on the road.
But it doesn't matter, home or away.
Okay, clearly I'm striking out here.
That's baseball.
Get great auto rates from Farm Bureau Insurance. Call your agent today.
I'm Captain Bobby Lynn.
And I'm Drew Orticelli, and you're watching Paradise, Louisiana.
Pause moving and storage.
We just sold our house.
Congratulations.
We have 2 weeks to move.
We'll deliver a few containers.
Our new home's not ready.
No problem. You can store things with us while you're between homes.
We might need help.
We'll refer trusted packers.
We'll be staying at my brother's.
Well, that sounds...
He has kids of his own.
Well...
5 of them.
Ma'am?
Help.
Trust us for local and long-distance moving and store at our storage centers. Pods, moving and storage, solved.
Hey, welcome back to Paradise, Louisiana. Anthony Vauquois, Darrell Carpenter, and somebody calling in to let us know they're interested in House Bill HB 391. All right, Louisiana Coalition. What does that mean?
The Louisiana Sportsman's Coalition was formed 2 years ago, strictly for the fact to protect the public's rights to access of the water.
Now, am I correct in saying that Louisiana is just a little bit different than the other 49 states?
We're a lot different on the other 49 states. I mean, the other 49 states, pretty much you can access if it's ebb and flows with the tide or running water, the public has the rights to be on it because the water itself is owned by the public. It's not owned by anybody. There's water, it's really water bottoms. That is the issue.
That makes sense.
And all the other states have addressed it, and the water bottom issue is separate from the water issue. You know, here in Louisiana, it's not.
Now, Darryl, we've had a lot of financial repercussions from this with some of the major freshwater circuits refusing to come into Louisiana. You know, the history of our charter services and all, we have a prolific guide business. What's going to be the impact of this if we keep losing access?
Well, as the coast moves north, I mean, it is a unique problem, but because of Louisiana's conflicting laws and conflicting statutes on it, as the coast moves north, basically all you're going to have is open water. Without our estuaries and all that we tout so much about, without those being accessible to the public, what's the use of having them?
Now, you say open water, but just because it becomes open water does not mean it's going to be public access. Isn't that kind of the gist of where we're at now?
Well, that's part of the problem. You see, the landowners like to come in and they claim mass areas that are now, you know, private in their eyes. And we want to stipulate and separate land and water, as Anthony explained, are two separate things. They're two separate entities. What we found is once it erodes to nothing but a wide open bay, in a lot of cases, they've washed their hands of it. Well, it's worthless to us anymore. But it's all of the other marsh areas, all of your canals, your smaller bays, your bigger bay, you know, as they start getting bigger, they're claiming them as private, and they're refusing access to it. But you know, they like to quote, part of the argument is they like to quote, well, you've got all this other property you can go, or other water you can go fish. No, you can't, because it's become a just a wasteland, a barren. I mean, during the summer, the trout move to the coast. So yeah, you can go fish beaches and all summer long. The weather lets you, the fish are there. But because they've allowed this land to erode and open up, our fish's migration patterns move up into this land.
You know, and that thing is all of us. You know, the erosion is not a problem we can stick on any one person. I've heard every argument you can hear about it, and all of them hold a little bit of weight, all right? So the bottom line is we're where we're at today. We have a situation that we talked about this earlier. Our kids and grandkids, we want access. We want this to be something that makes sense. And guys, we don't want to step on anybody's toes. Everybody has a right to the freedom of what they believe in and do. But something tells me if 49 states are one way and we're another way, we need to address this. And we need to do it in the legal format. So,
and you know, KD, I'd like to make a statement about the Louisiana Sportsman's Coalition. Nowhere in our start or what we're trying to do, the ownership of the water bottom is nothing that we're concerned about. That is, I mean, they own it. That's their water bottom. It is only the access to the water on the top that we believe is ours.
HB 391 is an attempt by Representative Pearson to start addressing that issue and to try to start working out all the Louisiana's conflicting laws and separate the ownership of flowing water from the water bottoms. And part of the confusion you hear now is there's some of those conflicting statutes that allow the water to be attached to the water bottom as far as ownership goes. The other 49 states separate that, and that's what HB 391 tries to do.
Well, guys, go online, join LASC.com.
Yes, sir.
Get some information, find out, become involved, and look, I'm not telling you where to stand, but this is the future of our fishing. If you don't say anything now with all that's coming up, don't be sitting there fussing after you find out that it's done and gone. So we'll have much more of this coming up. April 9th is our tentative date, but that's tentative. So get involved. Join LASC.com. Anthony, Darryl, thank y'all so much. Hey, we'll be right back. You're watching Paradise, Louisiana.
In Louisiana, our state parks are the perfect family destination. With nearly 180 miles of trails through park grounds and historic sites, you can endlessly explore nature, try some kayaking or world-class fishing, then find the perfect campsite or settle into a cozy cabin. Louisiana is calling, and she's using her outside voice. Plan your escape today at www.lastateparks.com.
You're watching Paradise, Louisiana.
The best part about being a member of a Touchstone Energy Cooperative is that it's your Touchstone Energy Cooperative. That's the power of your co-op membership.
Demco, your Touchstone Energy Cooperative.
Gerald Gaspard with Pure Fishing. Welcome to the Sportsman Show 2018.
You're watching Paradise, Louisiana.
The one and only Sportsman booth right there. You gotta check this out.
You ready, Gary?
Man. Pro Performance fishing shirts. You got mesh all the way down the back, mesh all the way down the sides, and all the way down the arms. Great shirt. Great for summer. Great for doing whatever you want to do, man. Keeps you cool, keeps you dry.
Dave's my first name. Richardson is the last name, just like Richardson, Texas. That's good. Yeah. Now, I'm going to get in here and we'll see what we can do. Ooh, doggies. Oh, I used to jump over this 27 years ago.
I'm sure those snake proof boots.
Oh, yeah, yeah, and I got the receipt for the boots, so if they bite me through the boots, I can get my money back. That's a good thing. All right, here we go. This guy's drinking water. I don't want to bother him. Okay. I'm going to put on my rattlesnake handling gloves. You can buy rattlesnake handling gloves, any Walmart, Kmart, CVS, Walgreens. You go in there and ask them for them by name. I like the vinyl gloves, they're good. Rattlesnake handling gloves. Let's see what we got. Come here, bad snake, come here. Come on. Oh, goody. Wait a minute here. Let's see. Whoa. There we are. Yeah, you get a...
Get real close, yeah.
You see him? You can get him?
That ain't a rabbit. That ain't a rabbit or a squirrel.
No. No, he's kind of...
There they come.
All right, I see these fangs.
I see him.
Come on, you got to open him up, boy.
Right there.
Oh, I see he's got him close. There it is. See him kick it out? It shows he's not going to kill me. See?
Let's put him right at the camera. There you go.
Darn it.
Bring it straight.
You're not kicking him.
Bring it straight to the net.
All right. Hey, you see him? Come on for it.
Watch him now. He's calling up.
No, this guy's all right. He's okay. He's pretty good.
How in the world? You can't do that with no snake in the woods, huh?
No, they bite you. Now, he doesn't like this at all. All right, when people ask me where I'm from, I'm supposed to say, I'm from Texas. What country you from? But I'm from New York. What a disappointment, huh? New York. And I've been doing this 27 years. Never been bitten. People say, well, if you've never been bitten, what's going to happen the first time you're bitten? I'll tell you what's going to happen. First time I'm bitten, there's going to be a rattlesnake show for sale, real cheap. Western diamondback rattlesnake. Maybe if you were down in Texas, maybe about the time the sun's going down, this would be about the size Western diamondback rattlesnake you might see if you were down there hiking around, see? He's pretty good, he's a good snake. Well, anyway, these guys are what they call pit vipers. Pit vipers, that means they have heat-seeking membrane on both sides of their face. These membrane, they can sense heat to 1,000th of a degree. If I was to put this snake down here on the concrete and walk about 30 feet away, let's do this. Yeah, okay, I need the money. You'll see when you get old. Anytime, I'm not really scared. I took a class online, how to act. Ooh. All right, Gwen, right, Gwen? All right, Gwen. You're not afraid of snakes, are you, Gwen? Huh? No, I'm scared to death when I need the money. Okay, stay right there, Gwen, stay right there. Watch it, stay there, whoa. Hey, Gwen, take that. Don't watch this. Snake, no, don't watch this. Turn her, look.
You're watching Paradise, Louisiana.
The revolutionary new way to fish a soft plastic. This is the unfair lure smack shad with a little tail, swims like a little minnow. Super stretchy, super strong, 100% non-toxic. You take a circle loop, put it through the nose, use a little loop knot there so that there's a free union on the hook, and about 1.5 feet ahead you take a heavy enough split shot to pull this bait down. This bait floats. The importance of it floating is the little split shot pulls them down. But this bad boy is always right in front of a fish's face. Now speckled trout, redfish, snook, etc., when they grab this bait to swallow it, they always grab a baitfish by the head, since if you take a wiener and you peg toothpicks in it and you swallow it the wrong way, it's like Ahmed the dead terrorist that doesn't go down too good. So this little bait over here, we need bass or the trout or whatever swallows them, you take them head first, you have your circle hook, which by the way is pretty weedless because the point's behind the eye. You catch them in the corner of the mouth, release that fish, put them in the ice box, whatever, cast the bait out again and catch another one. I want to show you folks a bait. Show me one other jerk shad on the market that's got 57 trout and redfish on the same bait. The eyes are still on. This is what you get from unfair lures.
Stretch it out.
Sorry?
Stretch it out again like this. Look at that.
There you go. It's all chewed up, as you can see. All tore up. At Unfair Lures, we take the hook out of the tempering process, which is raw steel, and we hang a split ring. Then we plate the hook so that by the time you come to hang the Unfair Lures hook, which is a reverse barb cutting point hook, on your lure, we're not scarring the hook with a split ring where corrosion can start. We're way ahead of the game. These hooks are about $7.99 for a pack of 10 with an American split ring on it.
Paradise, Louisiana.
Joe Auguzin, and I'm the author of the book, The Delta Duck Club. It's about a group of men from 1909 and 1935. Before the Delta Refuge was in place, they owned this land, 40,000 acres they owned. Then in 1936, it was bought by the federal government. Now it's a refuge down in Plaquemines Parish.
Jack Fisher with the Louisiana Sportsman Show. We're out here in Gonzales at the Lamar Dixon Expo Center at the Hunting and Fishing Show. It's huge. There's a lot to see, a lot to do. We've got a boat show over there with about 400 boats in it. We have an ATV section with about 100 ATVs. We have tractors. We have RVs. We have 350 booths with exhibitors from all over the world. And for entertainment, we have 2 dog events, and we have a rattlesnake wrangler from Texas. This guy is crazy. This guy is crazy. We got plenty of food out here. We got plenty of drinks out here. It's family friendly. It's an annual event. Love to see you out here at the Lamar Dixon Show. We have about 30,000 people that come out here to Gonzales just in case your kid didn't make it, or if you want more of it. Remember, we do it again in July in the Superdome. It can be 100 degrees and raining outside, and we're inside the dome. It's a great show in New Orleans. Hope to see you there.
There's no better way to cool down this summer than with a delicious thirst-quenching Polar Pop Cup from Circle K. The Polar Pop Cup is the coolest way to beat the heat. Fill your Polar Pop Cup up with the flavors you crave and crushed or cubed ice. Nothing stays cold longer, so you can stay refreshed all day long. Stop in Circle K today for an ice-cold Polar Pop Cup. Polar Pop Cup, only at Circle K. Take it easy.
Hey, we've been fishing together for years as you watch the show, but I got my captain's license. I'm ready to take you out to share the kind of experience that I grew up with my family having. Give me a holler, chefkd.com. Don't tell nobody, but we gonna cook and eat pretty good on board. See you soon.
Now's the time to join Benny's Unlimited Wash Club. New memberships start at just $9.99 a month. Wash, rinse, and repeat every day. Take advantage of this introductory offer at one of Benny's 7 locations.
Welcome to H&H, Rodeo and Tournament Report, and the news right now, because there's a lot of news going on, event calendars going on. KD, you know, we got some big events coming up I wanted to mention, don't want to miss. And April 6th, for all y'all people in the North Shore area, the Trinity Banquet Hall at 6:30, they're going to have 2 of the better captains coming from that area, Mike Gallo and C.T. Williams. And this is being put on. It's going to be, it's going to be at the Caruso Boulevard, 1000 Caruso Boulevard at the Trinity Banquet Hall. And they're going to have jambalaya, free sandwiches, drinks, and everything going there, plus Mike Gallo, Captain C.T. Williams. Let me say one more thing about that. These Island Marina, Shoo Lewis, and a couple of other people that are backing this, y'all please show up, because if you want to know the best techniques for fishing the Pontchartrain Basin, you can't get no better than Mike Gallo and C.T. Williams.
And look, it's getting ready to change, because right now at the end of April and middle of April, fish go through the transition period into their spring-summer patterns. It's time.
And that Mississippi River made a lot of changes that was going on, and we'll tell you more about it in the Fishing Report. And another thing that's coming up, the Louisiana Department of Wildlife and Fisheries are looking for your opinion again. They want to know about fish attractors. They're talking about artificial reefs and saltwater. People talk about it. You know a lot about it. You know how many times you talk about people at False River, Old River, sinking brush tops?
Oh, yeah.
Sinking Christmas trees around their piers. Well, they want your opinion. So you go to their website and you can get your opinion in. It's the Fish Attractors website. Another big news for people like you and I.
What'd you say?
The fish. You making fun of me again.
No, old timers, the seniors. I'm not just
senior fishers, old timers. You said it a while ago. I call it senior. You're the old timers. Yeah, the Bell River is postponed. I ain't gonna call it canceled. Right now, the water is way up to the levee.
Oh no, it's got to be postponed.
I mean, they were 5 feet below the levee. We crossed the Mississippi River Bridge on Highway 190 a while ago. It's scary. It's scary. The Dreams Come True got a sporting clays. Again, that's a big deal with them over there, and it's a lot of fun. It's in Maurice. It's a shooting range in there. You'll see the fly on there. And KD, as far as my news concerned, I'm gonna turn the rodeos and back over to you. But turkey season, you know, come. Well, that's it. March 30th to April 1st is the Youth and Physical Challenge Weekend on private lands. Also, private lands only. And then the regular season opens April 7th. You can check your brochure and you check the Wildlife and Fisheries website, because they're going to end at different times in different areas. Some of them go in on 22nd, the other on the following weekend, and go all the way to May 6th in some areas. So you should do that. Now, in these fisherman tournaments, I know I got some of them will give you in the Fishing Report, because they were a little local competition, but tell us what we got right now, especially the big one.
On the news side, March 29th, CCA is going to have their banquet out there on the West Bank. Also, every Friday night from here on out, False River's got their cookie jar tournament. And they go out of the Gyro Lodge, $40 a boat. That's every Friday for the rest of the summer. Now, just kind of mixing it in the news, James Shakespeare sent us a little thing. And guys, look, when you get to a landing, do a little courtesy and don't block the landing while you unstrap your boat. Because if we do it right, you can launch a bunch of boats. I want to throw that in because, believe me, it's a pet peeve of mine. Be careful when you launch. Let's move on to some tournament reports. Fishers of men, high water, had to move to Bayou-Teche. Well, you move to Bayou-Teche, it gets tough. 34 boats competed. Kerry Beard, Naz Perret, 1156 with a full 42 big bass. Guaranteed that put him over the top. Second place, Malcolm Smith and Gary Christian, 1092. George Valentine and Jeremy Aaron, 1068, third place. Howard Hartley and Jared Alquay, 1042. Alex Hines and Gary Haney, that's a fishing name from a bunch of years.
Yeah.
952. Let me tell you something.
You see a lot of them down there, but what I noticed, the top 4 or 5 right now, it's almost 10 pounds. And let me tell you what, that's a 2-pound average.
Yep.
How many times you go out on a boat and catch a 2-pound average?
Well, 6 weeks ago it was a 3-pound average. Times are changing. Water's high and fish are harder to catch.
That's good then. What about the big baby? The big bass, the Bassmaster Classic.
Look, can you imagine being a young man and winning that? Can you just think what that's like?
2 years in a row.
The second year in a row. And look, not just a little comeback. Jared, he put it together. Mr. Lee, you are Mr. Lee now. He came back for his second Bassmasters Classic win. That's $300,000, but what that means in a career.
You know, this is the first year we didn't have Gary Krause or somebody over there covering it and see all that. But He was in South Carolina, and like I told you again, Austin Watts and his little buddy, they were there fishing in the high school division, and they come out second.
Well, Caleb Summerall's first year out there, he got to make the class and did really good. Lost one big bite that really hurt him. You know, it's just tough when he hits a classic.
Can't get in that top 20 the last day, whatever.
All right, so that covers the tournament side. We're going to be right back with a lot more on the fishing reports because we got a basket load of fishing reports.
Ask me about my Tempur-Pedic.
Ask me how fast I fall asleep.
Why not talk to someone who's sleeping on the most highly recommended bed in America?
Ask me about staying asleep.
Tempur-Pedic owners are more satisfied than owners of any traditional mattress brand.
Ask me how it feels after 10 years.
Tempur-Pedic, the most highly recommended bed in America.
Ask about Tempur-Pedic at Olin's, where you know you always get the guaranteed low price. Olin's is the only store in Baton Rouge and Lafayette with the full line of Tempur-Pedics.
You're watching Paradise, Louisiana.
Aggressive, modern, and durable. The latest advancement in spinning has the Revo name on it, and almost a century of fishing expertise in it. No matter where your passion takes you, world-class fishing is only a Revo away.
Welcome to Berkeley Abu Garcia Fishing Report, and let me tell you what, guys, here we got a lot of them. We're going to start at freshwater because, you know, everybody thought about the wind and stopping those people fishing on the coast. Nah. No. But let me tell you what, here we are, we got one. First one is coming from James H. Snyder. He was fishing at Rudot. He's the one that told us about it.
Blocking the launch.
That's right. You know, it's a big thing. It used to happen in the spillway. People change. Some of them you can't put in but one at a time. And there's people at them landings make you go ahead and get out. If you stop, they make you move.
We need it to be time out. You get out there and you start unstrapping your boat, blocking everybody else. You go on a 30-minute timeout. You can't launch your boat for 30 minutes. I'd straighten that up.
Maybe the sheriff said we
I spent a bunch of time in timeout.
You don't get shot or get whipped.
I spent enough time in timeout.
I ain't good as I once was. I might be good once I ever was.
Oh boy, here we go.
We don't want to fight. We don't want to fight. Look, we want to be courteous and on the water, and that's also anywhere you are on the water. You want to be courteous. James was fishing out of Rudot, and he said he got there and it was climbed. He's finding that what they find in a lot of places, also in Pontchartrain and Maurepas, they find an algae bloom or a green glow. It looks like psychedelic looking colors right there on the water. He sent some pictures, but he caught fish. There's a lot of small fish right now, just like he's fishing. He's fishing the trees around these lakes, and he's fishing different baits. He's fishing spinnerbait or a little bitty red worm. He's fishing a little bitty red worm, and he's on trick bait, they call them, or a trick worm.
Right.
And they fishing, or even a Texas rig, and they fishing a bright red worm. Everybody said when we first started, we were fishing that and purple ones, but that's what he's fishing. And he's fishing little jerk baits and catching fish. So I want to thank him. He got a good picture and he took them. The I-55 canal closer to the place, the water was cleaner, and he says the lake water was muddy and had that neon green tint. So when you're riding in that area, you're looking for fish, don't give up. Just get away from that bad water. Just get away from it. You find clear water. Those kids did the same thing. In the Zalmas and all those areas, that's how them kids found them fish. They were out around Lafitte, Lake Salvador, and they had reports coming from there. Go in them lakes right now, or you get them dead-end canals when that water has not backed up into them yet, and they got clean water and it's moving. So that's the secret.
The good thing is that algae bloom means it's just so much fertile water. It's going to help us down the road. It just robs a lot of oxygen at the time. That's why you get away from the green water. Also, Toledo Bend, can I tell you, on fire? It is on fire. You can see some of these fish. I mean, you're talking about Rope's got one here over 9 pounds. Caleb Summerall came back from fighting all that fishing that he did on Bassmaster Circuit. He's got one of them there right at 8 pounds. I think I saw 7 pictures of fish over 8 pounds in the last week on Toledo Bend. Hottest area is kind of mid-lake Louisiana side. That's about all they sharing because, you know, them fishermen, they had kind of tight-lipped.
Well, you remember last week I showed you Rennie Carter? You know, they had fished them 2 big fish when he was a little cocky and all them boys were waiting for him.
Yep.
And he's to be reckoned with. Now, you know, he's a saltwater fisherman, he does it all. Rennie is competitive. He was over there. He sent me a report. He didn't send me no pictures, but they fished Toledo Bend. They had their little 2-day competition, construction workers and contractors, and then the first day, 10 fish. The 2-day tournament, the winners were 36.10 pounds, Chris Landry, Drew Landry, and Chad Eastaff. Second place was 28.6. That's 2-day total now of 10 fish. Rennie Carter, David Landry, Mark Bassett. And big bass was day 1 was 6'2", Chris Landry, and guess what? Day 2, 6'14", it was Rennie Carter. The winning stringer and them came from up north, and the second stringer, that was Rennie and them. They were fishing Sinkos and spinnerbaits. They were further south. I've been getting reports from Howland Bay and Indian Mound and M.A. Plaper. I also got a report of Sac-A-Lay. The guy sent me a picture, and sent me no pictures. Send me a report. He says, guess what? There was a Toledo Bend this past weekend. Grass is starting to come back in certain areas. Mid-lake, like you saying, they're getting on outside of that grass, and them Sac-A-Lay are hanging around there in them areas, fishing about 5 and 6 foot of water.
That may be some of the biggest Sac-A-Lay I've ever seen, some of the Sac-A-Lay coming out of Toledo Bend.
Yeah,
I mean, they're averaging a pound and a half to 2 pounds.
Talking about big Sac-A-Lay, well, he done flooded me and Chris' email right now. Oh, man, I'm telling you what, Mr. Abear and his wife, Nell, they are just burning them up in that area over there at Don's Landing, okay, in the southwest, and at Poche's campground in Bro Bridge. They're using worms and jigs for the bass. They're using a swim. No, they're using a storm swim bait, the little 2-inch when catching Sac-A-Lay. I slayed a bear and his wife, Kel. He must send me 15, 20 pictures.
Well,
and
he
they're
sent some
catching
fillets. I want a better idea.
No, he gets some fillets, but I'm supposed to go over. He works offshore, and in the next 2 weeks, you're going to see Gary Rasponti over there. If he keeps his word, again, he's going to call me.
Boy,
don't call me after it was done, but there's some big Sac-A-Lay. He got one picture, he's measured them. Foss River, you saw what they did over there in the tournament with those kids. Gary Krause went back over there. He's fishing with Steve Fontana. And mentioned Steve. Steve's been sending us pictures. And I didn't mention it in the tournament report because I didn't have all the winners and all of it doesn't. Lake and Carter had one now. Is it Booney or Boomy Shoots Memorial? The number 1 stringer was 17 pounds. It was a team out of Faraday. Gene Andre, Steve Fontana came in second. But they sent me a report. Their report is that if you're fishing over there, they came out second, but their pattern was spinnerbait and buzzbait. So they're getting over there around those trees in Concordia and then outside. You remember I used to fish it early in the year in the spring? We used to use a dial fly on the drop-off, and we fished the trees. We used big topwater baits, making a lot of noise up under them trees.
Oh, yeah.
Dark-colored topwater baits, and it's unbelievable. Jointed daughter and all of them, but they've been catching them on buzz baits like that early and a spinnerbait. And by the way, Katie, I need your help on this one now. The Kiwanis had their tournament. They sent us a bunch of jumbo stuff, nothing about it. All I can do is Steve Fontana sent me a picture. He came in 4th under that Kiwanis tournament. This is how I want it, and tell them when to send it.
Hey, I know you wore out from fishing, but guys, if you want to get your news current, take just a couple of minutes. Email it, Gary at Paradise, Louisiana. Horizontal, make sure the light's in your face. How about a little bit of salt water? You ready to go some salt water?
I want to also remind them, you call me, you send me that email. Send it Sunday night, because we meet Monday morning sometime of the day. We're a little bit late. But, hey, we get a chance to talk about it and tell it, and we won't hang here that long.
After Monday and lunch, you done missed the boat.
That's it.
Okay?
You got
Mr. Chris Clark got a few minutes to shoot and less minutes to edit. He gets it out Monday night. By the way, we got to give a shout out to this newlywed sitting there. Chris, you sitting right there. Thank you so much for all you doing and your responsibilities to staying on top of actually excellence.
Go ahead, give me that shoreline. Give me
okay, here we go with some salt water. Herc and them are finally seeing the trout starting to move in. Redfish has been crazy. Look, sheephead, any structure right now, sheephead are just thick. And not little sheephead. I'm talking about 4, 5, and 6 pound sheephead. Talked to Captain Jack down in Delacroix. You see a couple of these pictures? He said he's never seen so many 15, 15 and a half, 15 and 3/4 inch redfish. He said it's nothing to catch 40 and 50. Just, you know, you catch a few keepers, tons of them just pulling. But look, you want to talk about big fish? They are catching some huge reds right now up around Hopedale and some of the areas. Ron Lambert told me right now that they came in this morning. They were literally sore from the redfish they're catching. They're starting to catch some trout. I mentioned earlier about the transition. We just had a full moon, so you got about 3 weeks. That next full moon, the winter stuff is over with, and they're gonna start transitioning to the outer areas and into the open bays. And that's where you're gonna start seeing those fish easier to catch as far as we're concerned, because they're gonna be located around the rigs and around these artificial reefs you were talking about. And some of these, I tell you what, Captain Phil has got those maps with the spots that are no longer visible. Get you one of those. There's a lot of trout hanging onto those. Plastics, they've been doing really good. Ron said you don't need to throw anything with bait on it. Said that north wind, when that north wind blows, gangs up those reds. They literally, 9, 10 o'clock, you got 50,
He fishes top water. He's got them people coming from all over the world. Him and Tofield both, and they fish in those big top water baits, and they're watching them redfish and bull reds hit the top water bait. You wouldn't believe it. It's unbelievable if you ain't never done it. I have never caught. You know the biggest redfish, I used to catch them on a lunker lure when they first come out, when I used to be able to get in there with lock canal. Right. I go back there and fish them. But look, let me tell you a little good thing. You talking about sheephead? I done had 2 or 3 pictures come in. Some of them been sent by text, so I hope I'm gonna send them back to Chris. Our friend Chris Loretta's, he done shot some video for you. Him and his friend, his girlfriend, they were over there fishing the Fouchon rocks. They loaded the boat. They were fishing fresh shrimp, a lot of shrimp. They caught redfish and they caught a few back, but they loaded the boat on those sheepheads. And he put a little note on there, they're easy to clean, because you made us talk about that, it might be hard to clean last week. He's picking on. So Big Chris, thank you for the picture. Grand Isle again, Tommy Vidrine and all those guys that are fishing there, fishing off the bank, some of them to them, but they fishing the rocks in there right now, and they fishing they floating, they're freelining these big shrimp coming out of Bridgeside Marina, and they're doing it with these big old shrimp, and they freeline them. They put it on a spinning rod, and they get in there. Tommy throws that song on a regular casting rod sometimes.
I do too.
I don't know how you do it.
I got spinning reels for my clients. I can throw
how you throw a big old, just a shrimp without no weight on it?
You just do it.
You just do it?
Yeah. I loop cast. I put about 4 foot of string off the end of my rod. And I can outcast most people with spin cast. So look, one thing good, this wind's kind of laying down a couple times. You're going to have live shrimp. You're going to have it in Delacroix. You're going to have it in Hopedale. You're going to have it in Grand Isle. Let me tell you something. Makes fishing really easy when you got some good, them shrimp hopping around. That works. I'm sure Chris has got them down there at Fouchon.
All right. Let me tell you this now. Cocodrie area. There's a fish being caught in them, caught around the islands right now, but they still catching them inshore. They haven't all moved on the coast. They're Point of Shane. Stephen Arsenault, he had Chandler Corday and Shannon Corday. He didn't catch but one redfish, but look how pretty he was. The boy caught his first red, he got a smile on his face. In Leeville, Perry Usey, and they were fishing back of Bayou Blue. Live cockahoe minnows. A lot of fish are being caught from over there. Live cockahoe minnows, still one of the better baits you can use right now, especially for redfish. Lake Catherine, Island Marina, Miss Angie, they had the anchor management, the junior redfish out of Island Marina. Look, let me tell you what, Shoo Lewis and them were there, some of the people with the hottest bait. Here's some pictures. The girls, partners and boy partners, and young kids fishing with her older, and they did real good. Island Marina, I want to thank Miss Angie because she always sent us a good report, and I'm sure it's going to break loose in all those areas, and we'll know it. And that's all I got right now.
I think we had enough. Anyway, thank y'all for tuning in. I'm Chef Katie. This is Paradise, Louisiana. This is Easter weekend. Hey, I'm going to tell you, you may not agree with me, but my heart's in this because you know what? He's alive. Jesus is alive, and I'm excited about it. Thank y'all for tuning in. That's my plug for the week.
Yeah, my plug for the week. Y'all keep looking for our good friend Lindsay because she's be back. She's doing a big, she got a couple big projects right now, but what she's doing mostly, she's hunting for some good video. Her and her husband are out fishing. And as soon as she catches, and Katie and I are going to make sure she catches because we're going to take her in the boat with us and we're going to start catching some fish.
She's one serious attorney, okay? So you got to understand.
You're going to be watching Paradise, Louisiana for the next few months. You better believe she's going to be back. Happy Easter to you. Tell you what, it's a lot more than about the Easter bunny and Easter eggs. I'm going to tell you what.
I told you where I'm at. We love you. We'll see you next week.
Paradise. Paradise, Louisiana is presented by Louisiana State Parks. Follow your outside voice to our parks and historic sites. Farm Bureau Insurance. Demco, your Touchstone Energy Cooperative. Pods, moving and storage solved. Baton Rouge Coca-Cola Bottling Company. Benny's Car Wash and Oil Change. Louisiana Fish Fry Products. And by CCA Louisiana and the CCA Louisiana Star Tournament.